Alright. Let's get back to it. Fix my camera real quick. Talk to Lord Artorial. Wills unending, faith unbending. Artorial has the identity of the Blasphemy on his mind. Brilliant, you are ever a sight for sore eyes. Ill tidings, my friends. I dispatched the Temple Knights to find the clergyman who aided in Bishop Vartinoix's summoning attempt. Regrettably, when confronted, all turned and had to be put down. That's annoying. Without their accounts, how then to ascertain that the clone and Vaindreau are the same individual? Maintaining the assumption that they are, perhaps we should instead consider how Vaindreau may have found his way to Coerthas. According to Brilliant's vision, he was abandoned in Az's law, but what did he do afterwards? Then there is but one way to ascertain the truth. We follow his trail. I shall go and search for the clone in Az's law. If he is still there, then we were dealing with a different individual. A splendid idea. We leave the floating continent in your capable hands. Meanwhile, Brilliant and I shall retrace Vaindreau's steps whence he first appeared. Upon being found in the Central Highlands, he was taken to Camp Dragonhead. Let us begin by making inquiries there. Yeah, because then we can see where he actually, was found in the Highlands. Maybe we can figure out from that end. We can figure out his trail from that end. Alright, let's head on out to Coerthas again. Head over to Camp Dragonhead. Let's see, Camp Dragonhead's over here, right? Or not? Where's Camp Dragonhead? Oh, Central, not Western. Okay. Let's head back. I'll just teleport over there. Okay, let's check out this place, see if we can find anything. Hello, Ninny. Well now, if it isn't the late Lord Haurchefant's dear friend, is there something you require? Ah yes, the mystery man. I was among those who tended him. He was not tired for the snow, much less the snowstorm in which he had been caught, and was suffering from frostbite. When people are extremely cold, they mistakenly feel that they are warm and disrobe. That may explain his state of undress. Oh yeah, that's true. Your exchange with Ninny has taught you about Vaindreau's state when he was found. Okay, let's check the other people. See what else we can learn. Hello, Theobalin. Investigating the stranger we found, are you? I wasn't involved myself, so I can't tell you much about the fellow. But in case it is of interest, earlier the same day, I caught sight of an airship flying dangerously low. It soon disappeared into the brewing snowstorm, looking none too steady. Your exchange with Theobalin has taught you about an airship flying low. Alright, we got one more person to check. Oh, Siobhan's former HQ. Yeah, with Emmanuel now. Brilliant, old girl. When I saw you off in the Ragnarok, I had every faith you would return. And here you are. A most dependable comrade a man could not hope for. Verse/punch. Lord Emmanuel's spell of absence afforded me time to return to my writing. I must admit that life was rather duller without him, though not necessarily for the worse. Poor Honrit. Yours is ever a welcome face, friend. If you are weary from your journey, pray rest a while by the warmth of our hearth. Ah, 'tis ever an honor to receive you. What brings you to our humble camp this day? An injured man who was found out in the wilds. Yes, I know the one. I was with the patrol that chanced into him north of here, at Providence Point. He was unconscious and in a bad way. I hurriedly bore him back to camp. After doing what we could for him, we sent him on to the city. Your exchange with Yeli has taught you about where Vaindreau was found. Well, that was some pretty good information. Let's go ahead and tell Emmerich about it. There you are. Were you able to learn aught of interest? Yeah, I did actually learn some pretty interesting tidbits. A mysterious man found collapsed after an airship was seen flying low. Yes, the accounts I heard are consistent with yours. I, for one, am curious about the fate of this unknown airship. To that end, I have arranged a pair of black chocobos for us to more efficiently scour the area. I guess he hasn't unlocked flying. You'd think he would, considering he lives here. We shall continue our search to Providence Point, where Vaindreau is said to have been found. If you're ready, let us be off. Yep, let's go. Oh, okay, just a cinematic. Let's see, Providence Point is up here. Let's see, where are we gonna head? Nothing so far. Let us continue northeast. Probably be looking down a little bit. Maybe we should look in that very suspicious cave. So that's where you do the... Is it part of Mandorville? No. It's a Relic Reborn quest. One of the bosses. Oh. Okay. He's just there? With the airship. By the Fury! It's the Blasphemy! Ah, yes, migraine time. Okay, so it is the same guy. Funny, interesting how they just, like, trust our visions. That, like, we're not just BSing people. His Eminence must protect His Eminence. Ah, you're finally awake. Hallowed be praised. How are you feeling? Strong enough to speak. Can you tell me your name? They purposely have him dip off screen. My name is Zephyrin? No. Shybert? Or is it Veligine? Paul Crane? So many names swirling in my mind, and voices that reject them. Is there none they will accept? Are you alright? Vaindreau. My name is Vaindreau. Well now, that's the same as our infirmary. I dare say fate has guided you to us. So, Vaindreau, if you are feeling up to a little conversation, can you tell me about yourself? Anything else you remember? Anything at all? A proud son of House Daysmall, nay, a devout servant of Halon who lives for the rush of battle, the pleasure in inflicting pain, the attentions of maidens, to fight beside my brothers in arms. A low-born runt, whose every effort went unrewarded, whose very name disqualified him from ever leading the Temple Knights, but his eminence raised me up, granted me a place at his side. From that day forth, I pledged my sword to his service, pledged my very being, my life, to be offered up in his defense of his. I am a knight of the Heavensward, sworn to protect and serve the Archbishop. Oh, you're a knight? Forgive me if that sounded rude, but I had no idea. And, well, I realize your memories may be a bit muddled. I'm afraid I must inform you that the Heavensward have not been seen in quite some time. They're presumed dead, and the Archbishop, well, he's most certainly no longer of this world. Uh-oh. But the important thing is you're safe now, and we'll help you get back on your feet. Speaking of which, let me bring you some food and water. You must be absolutely famished. You just drop that bombshell on him and walk away? No wonder he turned. I'd say that's negligence. The Archbishop dead? No, no, this cannot be. How can I still be alive when he is not? Except you're not alive. I must find him. Well, that pretty much confirms that he's the same guy. We'll just ignore the fact that he found and flew an airship. Brilliant. I mean, I could probably take him. For the glory of King Thoradin. Those chocobos are just gonna stand there. He just runs away. That's interesting. Another vision, I take it. Nope, just my usual migraines. Let us make for Ishgard. I expect that Lord Arturiel will return soon, if he has not already, and we should both be glad to hear your tale. Okay, let's head on back. Okay, just gonna put us in Dragonhead. Let's just go ahead and teleport over here. And head on over to the... what's it called again? Congregation. Let's see, Forgotten Night. Back in my day, we didn't have a map in our mini Aetherites, and we just had to memorize the names. Alright, let me in, Mr. Temple Knight Guard. Hello, Arturiel. Is Emmerich not back? Ah, brilliant. I pray your search was much more productive than mine own. Everyone is here. Excellent. So, were you able to find our clone in Az's Law? Nay, not but the discarded Aslan remained. How fared you with your own efforts in Central Highlands? In the course of retracing Vaindrow's steps, we came upon the wreck of the Soline. I suspect he found the vessel abandoned in Az's Law and tried to use it to return to Ishgard. But he crashed en route and was subsequently rescued by a patrol from Camp Dragonhead. So it would seem, and the Archbishop's airship was not the only thing we found. Profane Fafnir was there too. The creature chose to flee, but not before Brillian had a vision of Vaindrow's past. Go on, my friend. Share with us what you witnessed. So, like, this guy, he's, like, totally thinks he's Vaindreau, and now he's, like, depressed that Thoradin and the Heavensward are dead? Yeah, that's about it. All the pieces fit, and it is as you surmised, my lord. Vaindreau and the clone are one and the same, and in his despair he turned into a blasphemy. Yet the confusion he exhibited when asked his name, 'tis as if he wasn't sure of his own identity. According to the Scions, primals retain the memories of their previous incarnations. From this, it may be assumed that the clone harbors the memories of all those who became King Thoradin and his Knights 12. Though he struggled to reconcile these conflicting memories, he managed to settle on the name Vaindreau. The voices within were clearly in agreement when facing Brillian, the mere sight of whom drove the blasphemy to flee. Above all, however, they share in the desire to protect the Archbishop. This desire is seared into Vaindrow's very being, and when he learned that the no longer had a purpose. The Heavensward took up arms against us in Ishgard. By their hand were we robbed of one of our finest knights and a dear friend. Even so, I would not wish such a terrible fate upon them. The selfsame fate inflicted upon full many clergymen, and a fate, I fear, ordinary citizens will succumb to if we fail to act. The people will not soon forget the betrayal of our church's leadership, nor should they, but absent the comfort and stability once afforded to them by the institution, many have become lost and are all too vulnerable to despair. The people don't have to forget, but they need to move forward. The church can still be a source of comfort, but things need to change. Yeah, the first one's a little bit like, just forget the past and move for the future. I thought as much myself, my friend, but to hear you say it as well. Indeed, when the ground upon which we stand crumbles, we must find the strength to move forward, even should it cause us pain to do so. Lord Arturiel, at the next House session, I shall call for a chimerical council to be held. My lord, such a gathering reserved for... Oh, you intend for the church to codify new doctrine. Since the separation of religion and state, we've refrained from interfering in the church's affairs. But if the church is to remain a part of Ishgardian society and continue serving the people, it must reconsider its role and formally address recent revelations. I would call for this council not as the Lord Speaker, but as a humble adherent of the faith. Long had I considered whether such measures were necessary, but lacked the courage to set them in motion. I now have it thanks to you. I shall tend to the necessary preparations at once. Among other things, we must reach out to those of the clergy who are amenable to reform. I ask for your patience in the meantime. Okay. Yeah, in the meantime, you mean like the 5 seconds it'll take me to pick up the next quest.